Spooky.
It is spooky. It is the spooky Halloween special. A very happy All Hallows Eve. Did you know that's Halloween?
We're giving it to you early.
Let's see what we did back here. We got the Apple logo. We'll make sure everyone can see that at home. It's a little tough
What
to
show
see.
is this again?
Oh, hi everybody. This is TDL Live, the show that brings you the latest in Apple news, rumors, and lifestyle. And I'm told if we drop the rumors from our name, that Apple PR might actually deal with us.
Oh.
I don't know.
Well, we'll have to look into that.
I'm making that up. What is this here? Do you know what this is?
It's a Mr. Winky.
Winky. I've given out a few of those in my day. Ladies, semicolon, close parentheses. I think, yeah, I'm talking to you. I want to thank you for joining us this evening. We're up against Game 5 of the World Series. Game 5 of the World Series. It tells me 3 games in 1 game. I should know that this would be Game 5. So thank you for joining us. And, of course, if you had forgotten it was on, and now you're going to go. But you know what? Put the TV on in the side. Watch the game. And enjoy us as well. Adam Ford, Ryan Ritchie with you. We were going to dress... Should I tell them?
Go Phils.
Sure.
We were going to dress up as Mac and PC, but nobody wanted to be PC. I'm
a PC, and I wear a headband. It's my favorite part.
For those of you who were entranced by the pumpkins and decided that this was the show you wanted to watch and you've never seen the show before, in this, normally fishbowl, but keeping with the theme, all the news, we're going to pull out the stories, we're going to talk about them, and we want you to talk to us about them. Join us via iChat or AOL Instant Messenger. Simply hit TDL Live. Punch it up, as Grandma would say. Punch it up on the internet. Now, you may notice Adam glancing over this way from time to time. We have a very attractive new intern.
Also called the Philadelphia Phillies.
He's catching a little of the game. We thought about putting the TV behind
Phils
us.
are up 2-0.
We thought about putting the TV behind us, and then people could watch us and the game.
Then you would miss all of this loveliness for Halloween.
This is
which
true.
we can't have.
All right, let's do it. You're in first.
Going in.
I hope you get a treat. Are there any treats in there?
There are. We should have put some in. Apple's margin reducing product that wasn't Blu-ray? Blu-ray drives in the Mac, perhaps. Let's examine the evidence. Exhibit A. Apple is on the board of directors of the Blu-ray Disc Association.
Yes.
During the format war between Blu-ray and HD DVD, conventional thinking was that the Mac maker would wait to adopt a next-generation optical format in its products until the war would be over. It happened some 9 months ago, clearing the way for Blu-ray adoption by Apple.
Didn't happen.
Didn't happen.
By the way, before I forget, before you go anywhere, boo!
Ah! Got me.
Continue.
Got me. There's talk that the version of QuickTime included the new unibody laptops, uses GPU acceleration for decoding H.264 video. This is the capability announced for QuickTime 10 in Snow Leopard, but it's apparently showing up early.
So, the idea here from Ars Technica being that these MacBooks were supposed to have Blu-ray.
Right.
Apple changed their mind. What do you think?
I don't think they were ever supposed to have Blu-ray. I think that Apple is invested in their channel and their distribution, and I don't think that they're interested in putting Blu-ray in.
Now or ever? Are they just going to sit out the disc format, wait for everybody to want to download content, and they've already got that market?
I don't. With the way that they've recently expanded the store to include all the major movie studios. Studios is the word I was looking for. I think that they want to give that time to develop, give the Apple TV time to develop with that content. I think that they probably have a better idea of how well they're doing now than they previously were.
Okay.
And I think that they know whether or not it's time to say people are really interested in having this disc and doing it that way. But I don't know that people are, like travelers and things like that.
I was going to say,
who really wants to carry around like a Blu-ray DVD to go on their plane ride? I think they'd much rather download for whatever, $9.99 or whatever it is, a movie, and not really know a huge difference. I don't think on that size screen.
Yeah, I think that's a valid point. I really think on that size screen, most people would be happy with the DVD.
I would think so.
You can play, unless it's a MacBook Air, then you're going to need that other drive on another knee and put the DVD in. So maybe they'll sit out the disc war. There's no war. I mean, Blu-ray's the only one left. What do you think? By the way, who out there has a Blu-ray player? TDL Live, AOL Instant Messenger, or iChat. And if you're watching this later, as many people do, feel free to send us an email, feedback at thedigital.lifestyle.tv.
Yep.
Just let us know. We'll talk about it next week. We'll bring it up. By the way, flying solo next week.
Yes.
I think I can do it. It's always a challenge, but I'll need your help, folks. Help, and a little less help from Corona.
You're up.
Thank you. All right. Let's see what we have here. Ooh, thick stock.
It is, doesn't it?
It's a very thick stock.
It's quite a jingle.
Let's see what we got here. Okay, I'll give you the rumor. You tell me whether it's preposterous or not.
All right, tell me about it.
This comes to us. This is from Electronista. And they're actually reporting on Charles Wolfe from Needham. Charles Wolfe, always on the calls. He has followed Apple for quite some time now. And he is saying, hey, there could be a $99 iPhone this year. Apple would still have big margins of 42%.
Well, I think there could be a lot of things in this world. Doesn't mean that they're all going to happen.
Okay.
I don't think that Apple needs to sell the iPhone at $99 for it to be successful. I think that they're selling it very well at its current price point. I think demand has shown itself to be quite high, and I see no need to reduce the sticker price on it. It's not like they need to sell more of these things in order for it to be a viable channel for them. So
well, but here's the question that I'm just thinking of here, which is good. That's why you think about things. Time out, folks. The iPhone could be $99 now. That's in AT&T's hands. If they wanted to give Apple another $100 subsidy per phone, I think Apple would be fine with that.
Oh, I think so too. Yeah, I think that if they wanted to give it, as long as Apple's making the same amount now that they are on the iPhone, in its current version,
right.
I don't think that they would mind selling it for less, as long as their net is no different.
Right.
So I don't think that there's really any good reason to sell it at a lower price point. I don't think you need to. And
I hate to sound like a broken record on this, but I maintain you don't want to necessarily sell as many of these things as you possibly can if you don't have the infrastructure in place. Maybe 6 million a quarter is a place they're comfortable without adding more support or adding more. Maybe AT&T can't even handle that many more phones. Maybe the network needs built out more. So you don't just slash prices and say, now it's $29.
Just because they can.
Right.
I mean, I'm sure that they could do a lot of different things, but I don't think that it's realistic, and I don't think that it's really necessary. It's not like they're struggling to meet their numbers, or or perceived to be meeting their numbers or anything else, with that. So
now, by this time last year, we were already well into speculation on what would be in the 3G iPhone.
Right.
But you don't really hear a lot now about the next generation iPhone. Go throw this out there. Do you think next June we will see a new iPhone, or will it be a little bit longer period?
I think that you. That's a toughie.
Thank you.
That's a toughie.
Thank you.
I don't know. I think I'll get back to you.
Okay. Well, here's what I'm thinking.
Can I take a pass?
The things that the phone is missing now. Things are missing.
Yeah.
Would be things like copy and paste.
Right.
Video functionality.
Right. But do you need? I don't think you need another.
Exactly.
I don't think you need hardware for anything.
Exactly.
I
this
think
is
it's
all software.
Right. Exactly.
So do we maybe not see another phone until we're up to the 4th gen networking, the LTE or the Zoom?
No, because I mean, when you think about it, like the iPod, it's mainly, once they went color and everything else, it's mainly software that they're dealing with. I mean, granted, the drives are bigger and there are different hardware changes, and maybe that's why you get the upgrade, is because they want to add the larger capacity hard drives and things like that, and maybe do more GPS stuff.
Right.
So maybe there is more hardware in there. But I think the majority of the upgrades that people want are software upgrades, and I don't know if they need to do the hardware.
Perhaps it'll come from a single piece of aluminum, and that'll be the big deal.
Perhaps.
Look at how we made it. Look again at how we made it. And we're taking away the half of the display that people seem to not use. And they
Interesting from
Like
the chats here. Maybe
Yes.
they'll go to a 2-year cycle along with 2-year contracts. Potentially could. Yeah, I mean.
And
far as hardware.
it's also a question mark as to, we don't know for certain how long the deal with AT&T is. Some people think it's 5 years, some people think it's 2 years.
Yeah.
It keeps getting an extra year on it.
Yeah.
We're not entirely sure, but that could affect it, as could what we see from Google
Yeah,
and
yeah,
Android and all that good stuff.
I know we have a snippet in here.
Let's see if you can get it.
Let me go in. Let me see what I get.
Wouldn't that be amazing, folks? By the way, we're going to tell you about some free deals a little bit later. It's worth tuning in tonight.
Absolutely.
I'll take this one. I'll take this one. Okay.
Speaking of free deals,
This is it. Just like that, you pulled the free deals. Folks, get ready, because we have some software to give away to you. Actually, we don't, but we can tell you where to find that software tomorrow for free.
tell me about it.
I will tell you all
What
about
am I
it.
going to get? Where do I get it?
So Code Weavers, they make Crossover Mac, which is the program that allows you to run certain PC programs on your Mac without having to install Windows at all.
Heard of it,
So if you don't want to go down the route of Parallels or VMware or Fusion or something like that, this is another alternative. Well, funny story for you. The CEO of Code Weavers wasn't thrilled with the current administration in Washington. And so he decided to throw this gauntlet down to the president, because as we all know, the president likes to keep an eye on what third-party Apple developers
Right.
are throwing at him. Right?
Yeah,
Let's be honest.
Of course he does.
Get Cheney in here. So he basically had these various challenges. He said, you know what, if you find bin Laden, or if milk goes to less than $3.45 a gallon or something like that, he had this whole, if any of these things happen, I will give away our software for free for a day.
Okay.
Well, ironically, with the economy in the air, I thought they probably bleeped me.
It probably did.
The
Those interns.
Ironically, the price of gas has dropped now. One of his things was gas below, I think, $2.79 in Minnesota, where he is. That has now happened. So thank your lucky stars to the crappy economy, because for tomorrow only,
I didn't bleep you that time.
that is the 28th. If you're watching this after the 28th, you're too late, obviously. But he's giving away one free license to one of their programs, one of which happens to be Crossover for Mac. So stop by there tomorrow. It's codeweavers.com, and you can check that out. If you're watching us live, you actually can start going there tonight at midnight Central Time. And if one of those other things happens, like the milk falls or whatever, another day of free downloads.
Codeweavers.com, is that what
Codeweavers.com, Crossover Mac. I'm going to pick up mine.
Okay. Mine as well.
Pick up yours tomorrow. Enjoy.
Good
and
tip.
Tell them TDL sent you. Now, along with this freebie, I understand, sir, that you want to let everyone know, our viewers in the U.S. know, that there's another freebie tomorrow.
What's that I hear? What's that I hear? Is the bell ringing? Do I need to run to the border right now? No, folks. Wait until tomorrow. You can run to the border and get your free taco between the hours of 2 p.m. and 6 p.m. in your local time for the stolen base in the World Series. Don't forget your taco, Taco Bell.
Now, explain to folks who might not be watching the game what's going on here.
The idea is if there was a stolen base in the World Series, Taco Bell would give a free taco to everybody in America. I'm not sure how they're keeping tabs on everybody, so if you get more than one, feedback at thedigital-lifestyle.tv, let us know about it.
Or if you're Canadian and you're slipping down to Buffalo, let's say, because you want to get a taco.
Just to get a taco. I think you're probably going to have your pick of hard or soft, so make sure you have your game plan together, because it could be a multiple choice situation. So one of the Tampa Bay Rays stole a base, so here we are. Free taco.
Are you a hard taco or a soft taco guy?
I go soft taco. I find it crumbles. The other one crumbles. I do like the crunch, but I'm a soft taco.
You know, I never thought about that. I'm a hard taco guy. But you're right. I enjoy the crunch, but the trade-off is definitely the fall apart
The
fall apart
integrity.
factor.
It's really the integrity of the product.
Just go triple steak, although that's not covered
No.
in this. So there you go. Freebies tomorrow, software and a taco. Download the software. Go get your taco. 2 to 6, you said?
2 to 6 in your local time, I believe.
I'd say get there early, my friends. Make
Could be
sure
a
they're
line.
not out of
Could be a line.
tacos. Bring a mustache if you want to go through twice.
So I don't know how they would know. I mean, if there's 2 Taco Bells in your area, you could easily go back and forth.
But not that we condone that.
No, of course not. I mean, it's only 1 per person. But
Sure.
let us know.
What do you have for us?
That was me.
Yeah, but I took it.
Okay. Fair enough.
That was special time. She is attractive, isn't she? My
She sure
goodness.
is. Here we go. Security flaw spotted in G1 Google phone. Researchers at Independent Security Evaluators,
ISE.
very, very official, say they've discovered a security flaw in the Android browser that can make users of phones with the browser vulnerable to attack.
Oh.
Android, Google's open source software that is currently only running on one phone, HTC's G1, is based on outdated open source components, the researchers say. As a result, the vulnerability they have discovered was previously known and fixed, but Google didn't incorporate the fix into Android. So watch out for all you pre-orderers with the G1
Now,
phone.
we were talking before we went on air that you were trying to do a little comparison shopping of find out what this G1 was all about. And it's offered by T-Mobile here in the U.S., perhaps elsewhere as well. I'd have to look into that. You found it a little difficult to find information?
You know, really challenging. So the advertisements on TV are like asking questions. Like people are just asking questions and not knowing the answer, so you Google it naturally to get your answer. But it doesn't really tell you much else about the phone. It does show you that it has the flip-up keyboard, but it doesn't show people using a touch screen. It doesn't show any of the interface other than like that home screen with the clock on it. But it doesn't really show you much. So you go to T-Mobile's site and it's like Flash and it's like people talking and this and that.
Flash, ironically, you couldn't go there on the iPhone.
Couldn't go there on the iPhone, but it's kind of tough to figure out like what the actual specs are on it and you know what it looks like from any angles or really hard to find out. Couldn't tell you if there was just by going to that site. Couldn't tell you if it had a camera. Couldn't tell you if it had Bluetooth. Couldn't tell you anything about it.
You know the answers to these things, of course, but you're saying going to the site, you wouldn't see them.
No, you can't tell. You can't tell by going to T-Mobile's site, which I think is very odd.
Yeah.
Because it's not I don't think it's well known who makes the hardware.
Well, and they're kind of keeping that quiet. It's T-Mobile's G1.
Exactly. So, I mean, you know, T-Mobile's not manufacturing the thing, so.
No, that's a good point. You bring up a very valid point there. They are not manufacturing it. Just wanted to add something that was very important. Oh my goodness.
What happened?
You know what? Nat Girl just reminded me.
What happened?
That we completely forgot about something exciting here.
What?
With our Halloween set.
Oh my.
We forgot about the smoke.
Oh my. Oh, there it goes.
There it is.
That's wonderful.
There it is. There it is. I hope everyone just kind of sees us out of focus.
Yeah, everyone's like, what did you do?
They don't even know that I did anything. I can barely see you. That is amazing. Anyhow, all right.
That was a good decision.
I did have something to say about the Google phone, but it escapes me.
You should Google it.
No.
Or cool it.
The G1. What I was going to say is I haven't seen any ads for it. All I see are these BlackBerry ads for the Storm.
That you can't see?
The phone's so amazing you can't see it.
Yeah. Now, the only G1 commercial that I've seen is people asking questions and not knowing the answer, so they're supposed to Google it. Like, you can't get Google on any other phone.
Device, right.
Like, it makes it very unique, really. You know. This is horrible.
I'll try to. Let me see if I can.
Maybe just don't touch it.
Why?
Maybe just.
Oh, that's on, I guess.
Maybe just don't touch it.
All right, there we go.
That was
Whose
nice.
turn is it?
It's not mine because I can't see anything.
Okay, let me see if I can get into
Viewers
it.
are like, click, click.
No, they're telling folks. They're putting it on big. They're saying these guys get epic fail with the smoke. Netflix to stream movies to Max using Silverlight. Did a blog entry about this. Ironically enough, using the Microsoft Silverlight technology to stream the movies for Netflix users.
I feel like I'm in London. It's like a London fog, and it just keeps going. And I think that's awesome.
So look at the blog if you want more information about this. I know you're transfixed by seeing how it looks to the home viewers.
No, I'm reading some input.
Some folks asking questions about the new MacBook. We're going to get to that in a moment because everything's not wonderful with those MacBooks, and we're not talking about the FireWire situation either. But wait,
am I going?
hold on. Let me make sure I covered this. Yes. Are you a Netflix subscriber?
No.
Have you been previously?
I have been in the past, yeah.
Okay.
I find it tough to keep up with that many
Yes.
movies and all of my television programming.
Okay, correct. Oh boy, here comes more smoke. So my thing is, I have a Netflix subscription, but I never do anything with it. I'm just paying them every month, and I don't do anything with it.
I'm sure they appreciate that.
I think they do.
They don't have to pay for anything.
But now I think that with the streaming, I might actually start using it effectively again. Okay, with that, you can go ahead and.
This fog's ridiculous.
I think it really
it's the tiniest story
It
ever.
sets the mood.
Apple's brick has a rocky start.
So this goes to the question in the
Is there
iChat.
more to this story?
No. The iChat as to some concerns with the new MacBooks. There are some issues with the keys not really being as flat and set where they should be. Some folks asking us about the LED backlighting not being as good. I haven't really heard about that before, so can't really
I hadn't heard about that either.
talk to that. But stay tuned. Usually within a few weeks you start to get a feel for this. We have some sources with some geniuses. Maybe they'll give us some insider tips on what's coming back and why at the retail stores. That's usually your first hint. Here's what you should do. If you're thinking about buying a MacBook and you go to your Apple store, before you buy the MacBook, mosey on over to the Genius Bar and see how many people are sitting there with the new MacBook to get repaired. You heard it here.
Could be good, yeah.
That's a power tip, my friend.
Maybe we should go on a stakeout. We could wear costumes for Halloween.
We didn't wear costumes tonight, unfortunately. But boy, this makes up for it, yes?
Oh, absolutely.
Okay.
Come on. That's upside down.
This is a quickie. 3 new Apple stores coming. One in the UK, one in Phoenix, one in the Washington area.
Okay, moving on.
From our friends at IFO Apple Store. Hold on a second.
I'm just picking.
No, you're going to pre-read. But here's
I'm
the
not
thing.
pre-reading.
Here's the thing. Incidentally, those of you watching the World Series, ironically, there's an iPhone ad on right now. That is creepy. And they're showing baseball scores.
And how to use it.
That is true. 2-0, by the way, Phillies leading. One of the things we didn't hear in the conference call was any kind of change to the store rollout. You predicted they'd go full speed ahead.
Yes.
That seems to be the case.
Yeah. I don't.
And
They're not gonna stop.
at the other end of this financial melee, they should be in a good position.
I would think so.
All right.
Am I okay to read this now?
You're good.
All right. It's folded.
It was a request.
It was
It
not.
was a request.
It was not a
It
request.
was a request.
You're
from
making your own request, and it's ridiculous.
They wanted more smoke.
Mini store closing, moving. What? I can't even see this. It's like in front of my face. The Bridgewater, New Jersey mini store will close from November 7th. Well, I'm gonna start over again.
Take your time.
yeah, until the smoke clears. Okay, the Bridgewater, New Jersey mini store will close from November 4th through 7th to prepare for a move across the hall to a larger space, opening Saturday, November 8th. 1,700 square foot store opened in October 2004 as part of a project to bring stores to more locations. New space will have over 4,000 square feet of space. Okay, so what this boils down to, Apple opened these mini stores in malls, like I just said, and the mini stores have like no square footage, and it's like you can go in and they have like 4 machines and like 2 people working there and very limited inventory, not a lot of like third-party stuff or really anything that you would expect to get at a store.
Right.
It didn't have a Genius Bar, doesn't have, a lot of things that people go
Crazy
for.
check-ins on the vertical side of the walls. I remember that.
Right.
Yeah. It was,
right. I mean, conceptually kind of cool, practically, practicality, not really. And they're now moving to a larger space, so it's like I don't see that Apple needs to legitimize the mall that they're in to put a real store in there. I don't know. Now they got to close down during what is their bread and butter, which is for their first quarter,
right?
And they need to move, albeit not too many days, but you got to move to a new location. You're going to have to hire more people just to get 4,000 square feet. I just think, like, I just don't understand the mini store thing. Like, to me, a mini store almost means like it's what you're going to put in like an airport. Mm-hmm. Like not a mall.
Well, and the weird thing about it, certain mall locations, and I believe this was the one in New Jersey I visited, it's kind of set in to a normal store space. And so it's kind of ridiculous because, well, why didn't you just build out a normal, 30-foot wide store? Mm-hmm. So there's kind of this space around it, and you may have read before how there were catwalks and stuff to go up and change the lights, and all that took room on the sides. Conceptually, I agree with you. They're very nice. Maybe not the mall is the right place, but I'm going back to this thing. I'm going to keep hitting on it that maybe you should have an Apple store and an iPhone, iPod store. In the mall, the mini part could just be iPhones, iPods, and send people down the hall to the real Apple store for their computers. Beating it to death. Okay. We can move on. Is this me?
It's you. It's you.
Those of you watching and participating via the iChat, if you want more smoke, just ask.
Please don't.
That's all you have to do.
Oh, that's nice.
This is important breaking news, folks.
Break it.
iPhoto 7.5.1 released today.
Oh, get your iPhoto.
And
software update.
Recommended for all users. Software update.
Software update.
It improves printing.
Of course it does.
If you didn't have
a lot of people printing photos these days? Do a lot of people do that?
Well, if you've gotten to iPhoto 7.5 and the printing's still not right, what are you doing with that 1/10? Is it new printer support? I don't understand.
Maybe that's it. Maybe it's new printer support.
No, it says better printing. And who am I to argue?
Wouldn't that be better though? Isn't it better to have more supported devices?
But that's at the system level. That's not going to be within iPhoto. Oh, there it is. More smoke. Oh my goodness.
What's the timing on that?
9:27.
That's great. Thank you.
All right. Okay.
Yeah, feel free to just stand on that. Don't even. You may as well make it liberal. A liberal application of fog.
Next year let's put it in front of the camera, and so it's not back here with us, but it gives the illusion of being there.
I think that's a better idea.
Oh boy, TV. I'm gonna go to my video major. Really,
going to the.
I should have known that.
Going to the jack-o'-lantern.
I am sorry, Dr. Joe Burns, wherever you are. I apologize. How you doing?
I'm wonderful. iPod sales made up only 14.2% of Apple's total revenue in Q4.
How about that? Who would have thought?
Very interesting. If someone were to tell investors 2 years ago that iPod sales would only contribute 14.2% of Apple's total revenue and that Apple's revenue would significantly accelerate to a shocking pace of 75% year over year, such an investor would probably guess that Apple's stock price would be trading at levels significantly higher than it did in 2006. Yet here we are, 2 years later, iPod sales only contributed 14.2% of Apple's total fiscal Q4 2008 revenue, which grew at a rate of 75% year over year. Yet Apple stock is only $4 higher than it was in November 2006.
So the takeaway here, the iPod, old news, iPod, 14% of the, come on, that's next to nothing. They make more money on .Mac. That's not true.
No,
folks.
it's not.
I just made that up. Thank you for joining us for the Halloween extravaganza. Don't forget you can join us on the blog. Well, we might as well go out with some smoke, right?
Yeah, let's go.
You can join us on the blog. Just head over to digitallifestyle.tv. And of course, join us for TDL Live every Monday at this same time, 9 p.m. Eastern. It actually does fog up your brain. They say about being foggy in the brain.
I think it's awesome. Happy Halloween, everyone.
Happy Halloween. And, of course, all tricks, no
the
treats.
livestock is not enjoying this.
with that, we'll say farewell, everyone.
Bye-bye.
And I'll see you next week. Adam Ford back in 2 weeks, so set your TiVos.
But you can't see me now, so
It doesn't really
what's the
matter.
difference?
Bye-bye, everybody.